Welcome, and let's get going. Slightly late, but just waiting for anyone else to turn up. But I will get going. Sometimes they are late. Yeah, so I just put this in here because this note: adrenaline is a sign your ego and emotions have reached the point where they're clouding your judgment. So yeah, in other words, stay in control. So my current investment theme is make inflation your friend. So I'm going to talk about what I mean by that and go through that, and I'll show you my current investment ideas based on that theme. Okay, so let's get this out. So we are looking at, let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ just came out of the gates and just ran today. So a good start to Monday. This performed really well on Monday, Tuesday, and fell right back the rest of the week. And now we've picked up. So if we can sustain this 15,000, then next target is potentially as high as 870. Is that a big ask? No, I think we've got a good impulse pullback, wave 3. This is potentially wave 4, and wave 5 could take us up into that area there. Yeah, it did. It made a high a few days ago, but then spent the rest of the week doing not a lot. If we can't hold this level here, because the markets aren't closed, we've got another three hours of this market. If we can't hold this and we fall back, then we could drop as low as 14,000. What am I expecting? I'm expecting to get at least another leg out of this market into, cyclically, we would normally go into April, May, sell in May and go away. So we could potentially get back to these mid-January highs if we can hold this on volume. The volume was pathetic last week. After this initial squirt, the sellers came in. So we've got to see an increase in volume with a higher close if this is going to be sustainable. And the rest of the markets are similar. Let's look at the DAX. Same story, sitting above that zone. Volume is beginning to look better. On the German DAX, the FTSE is sitting up on resistance. Volumes beginning to pick up, and Nikkei is very similar. So all markets have had a good leg up. So war broke out, and a lot of these markets, including this one, especially this one, we just dropped into early March and just picked up, and that's pretty much what most of the markets have done. Dropped into early March and then picked up. This Dow at the moment is pretty weak. Unless we get a good move into the close, that may not do it. Right, if we now look at the dollar index, so at the moment the dollar is picking up. Markets expect to be a whole 100 pips higher on the interest rates, basis points, by the time we get to mid-summer. So that at the moment is getting priced into the dollar. The dollar's got problems because as a result, one of the fallouts of the war is that in Ukraine, that a lot of countries are thinking about buying main commodities in different currencies. even cryptos. So that might see the dollar fall off. But in the meantime, that is a bull flag, and as long as we keep closing higher, that will go higher. Right, let's have a look at commodities. Oil. I'm suggesting this is an ABC wave correction now. Either there's two C wave options here. One is we've potentially already completed wave C. Excuse me. And the next pattern is in the making. The other scenario is we pull right back to 1991. Excuse me, and then form a base. At the moment, this shorter C wave correction looks like that's the one. So if we can hold up here, we could at least get back to 105, 110. I think these are potentially these are the prices we can expect to see in the coming months. So big push up on the war, ABC correction. We now got this range here. We might end up just slopping around in this 105, 110 range, maybe a little bit higher into 115. But at the moment, not expecting 130 to come back anytime soon. I could be wrong. I could be wrong if the volume picks up and we keep getting higher closes, and then we break. But I think we might end up in this range at the moment. But that's, as a day trader, I don't have a problem with that. That makes my life easier if you get stuck in a range sometimes. Gold. The volumes are better. Volumes have been picking up. So if we can close above 1960, which is the 2021 highs, then I think we can go on a little run. But again, if we don't close above this, or indeed come up against it and then close lower, I think we're going to fall back. So we've got to stay in this range and ultimately close above 1960 for this to push up. And at the moment, the evidence is quite weak. We don't seem to have the push and the energy to take that through resistance levels at the moment. I am, however, as a day trader, I don't mind range-bound markets. Momentum and volume and volatility is what I really want. So this kind of market where it's building is great. Loved all this area here. This area here was sloppy, and this is sloppy. But as a day trader, I can still make money out of that, as long as I'm quite clear about where the range is. It just means that obviously if I can't get runners, it's harder to get runners. But if I can play the range and maximize the range, then I can make a profit. Tomorrow evening at 6, I'm doing a session on day trading, how to be a successful day trader, and what is involved in becoming consistent in day trading. So I'll make sure you'll get a link for that. Right, let's look at stocks, UK stocks. I would miners. Let's talk. So my theme of make inflation your friend. Obviously, gold is a beneficiary of inflation normally, and it is holding up, and that's shown in these miners. I've been talking about this one for ages and ages. This is not day tradable, but it's certainly investable. So down here in September, October last year, we picked up, went on a little run here, one impulse, pull back. Could argue that's the directional wave, and then this is the 5 wave. So what you might end up here is, if that's true and that plays out, you might end up with an ABC correction, which would take it closer back to 20, and then ultimately get another run later in the season. But if this continues higher, then expect to see 25 plus. Ultimately, for the year end, if this works, I think 28 is realistic. But I'm buying dips in markets like Pan-African and pulling up. The other one, Griffin, this has been doing well. So this is key support down here at 80, currently 112. Nice volume pickup here. It's a lovely squirt higher, drifts lower. Oops. Drifts lower and then gets a lovely squirt. So notice you get a big sell area here, and the day after the volume picks up. So that got the market going. Falling back into that area got the market going. And here we are, right up there at 112. Fantastic. Right, this is the stock I really like. I'm trying to bid $4.50 on this CDE. This is a silver miner in America called CDE. So I'm bidding on this one. It's closed underneath the 2021 lows, closed above them on Friday. So looking for a pullback there. And this gold miner, been in and out this one quite a lot over the years. I'd love to see this one pull back to the breakout area. 575 would get me in on HL. There's a gap fill to be had up there at 850, which stems from the June 2021 drop. So I'm liking those. Let's switch across to basic materials. By all means, ask me any questions as you go along. And there's one I missed. Where's it gone? I'll come back to that. Basic materials. On the theme of inflation, anything to do with commodities is generally good. There's an update in gem diamonds. So back in the last week, we saw a pullback to 53. We're now 58. If we close up here, 55, 56 is a pullback. And now we need to see if we can break these highs. All right, so if that holds, we should go back to 65 and potentially go up to 75, 77. As long as we hold up here and we get the pullback. Gaps are a key part of my trading in all spheres, whether it's day trading or investing or even swing trading. It's key to all aspects of my trading because gaps are big magnets for the markets. Markets normally, the normal theme is markets do not like gaps. In other words, gaps normally get filled. So if you've got a gap in any one single market, this one's not gapped for a while, then they are very useful market places to trade around. Elementis, the volume's really fallen off here. So we had a big push off of 96 into 125. So I'm waiting I'd like to buy a significant pullback on this one. And we may come as low as 105, 106. I'll talk about gaps tomorrow evening at 6. So I like Elementis. It's not a fast track. It's not a buzzy momentum stock. So that's the reason why I'm being patient. And these I've talked about, Man Group. This is gone. So very, very shallow pullbacks in this one. So I think, yeah, this had a gap here. Talking about gaps, here's a gap. So we gap down, it's a very small gap. Quite often gaps are a lot bigger than that. We gap down on the 6th of January. And so we've turned around here on the 25th, yeah, just after war broke out. This one turned around. It's a commodity broker, that's why I like it. This is also a commodity broker. This one is not running, so a pullback on this, but this could be a better option from the point of view that the volume is healthy. I've seen an uptick in the volume here, but we're stuck. So I would love to see that one pull back to maybe as low as 125, not sure. Yeah, I think if it does pull back, there's no confirmation, no certainty that that will pull back. But if it does, I will be a buyer of TLPR as the ticker. It's called TPI cap. Make a note because I think it's a good stock. Right, energy, Tullow is pulling right back up. I'm in Tullow at 52. Any pullbacks to this one at 50, 51, 52 might be viable. Petrofact, I'm interested in this one. I'm not in this. It's not performing yet. Hit the trend line, so I would ideally like to see this a lot lower. It's an oil services company, so if we fall back into this pound mark or lower and hold, then I will get interested in Petrofact. Gulf is on a move higher, the volume's there. Once the stock runs, it gets harder and harder to predict where's a good pullback. Is it going to keep going? Is it going to pull back? Well, the pullbacks have been bought up till now. So this drop into 195, 196 back here in March was good. If you're patient, you never know. You might see some profit taking and that pull back to 210, 215. But otherwise, you're going to have to buy higher if you want to get into that one. This one's fallen out the sky. This is the danger of penny stocks. Yeah, they're great if they work, but if they don't, they can collapse because they're so thinly traded. Here's a good gap. Let's take all this off. Note that we gapped up here on the 31st of March 2021. And every time we gapped up, put in a sell signal, and then did a huge gap down on this one. And every time we went back to the gap up zone, we sold. We went up here in August 2021. We were up here in February this year. We're up there again in 1st of March, and now it's just given out. So they're great when they work. They can be painful when they don't. Just be very careful of the particularly penny stocks in the UK, because they can be so thinly traded. You can get trapped in them. Penny stocks in the US are a different ballgame. Yeah. Exactly, yeah, they see it as a big resistance, and just there's too many people taking profits at these resistance levels, and not enough people buying into them. Because the US market is, the US retail market is much, much, much bigger than the UK and much bigger than Europe as a whole. There's far more day traders, far more activity and volume in the US market than there is in US penny stocks than there is in UK penny stocks. There's a lot more followers. There are just a lot more followers in US penny stocks. Right. I'll try and give you an example in a minute. IT stocks or tech-related stocks. This is a chip maker. You can see I was anticipating this going to 54, but we've had a deeper pullback in this one, and that's got the volume back in. So let me clear this chart out because it's incredibly messy. Took this one back at 30. So I need this to now, we keep breaking, keep hitting this trend line and failing. If we can see the volume pick up and the price at some stage close above 40, then I think we can see 45.50 plus quite soon. You raised 3 people out of 4 in the room. Names begin with A. Useless bit of information, isn't it? Right. Computer, I can't remember what it's called. CPU is the ticker. This is all gone. A lovely trending stock. And look at the volume. This is why I love volume so much. As an indicator. And no other indicators on my chart apart from volume. That's all I need. Any stock that comes up on volume, and we had a good period of volume here, is a goer. Any stock that goes up on no volume or lower volume is a problem. So we pull back here. Look at this gap. We gapped up on the 9th of Feb. We pretty much completed the gap fill on the 7th of March at 2018. Volume picked up and then we went on a run. So what it's basically done is an A, B, C wave move, a 3-wave move. Gaps up, completes the gap. It takes a long time to complete the gap. You have to wait from the 9th of March to the 9th of Feb to the 8th, 9th of March before you get that. So that's a good example of a gap. Money supermarket. It was good for a move. I suggested people buy this down here, but once we hit £2, £2.06, it struggled. The volume is picking up again. I'm not in it now. I'm not going to look at this at the moment, but it could potentially, if we can get another higher close here. I'm liking the volume. The volume's coming back in. Not a great technical stock. Doesn't look particularly good right at the moment. Financials. Barclays. I'm in this at 147, I think. Held back on Friday and got a dip on Friday. But I may be ahead of myself because the volume, we're coming down, closing lower on weaker volume, on sellers' volume. So the jury is well and truly out on this one. The PE ratio is, I think it's like 3.9 on this. Anybody knows about price earnings ratio? That's very, very low for a good quality stock like this. It's got a good balance sheet. So if you're interested, now is potential time to certainly keep a focus on this one, because if we can close above 150, 153 anytime soon, we could break out. Well, we could ease our way back up to these highs, and I would expect to see 220 later in the year. It may take quite a while to get up there. It's not a zipper. It's not a momentum stock. It's a steady eddy. Lloyd's has had a good run, pulling back. Volume's not great. Not in it. Legal and General. These are good. Inflation is my friend theme. For those of you who missed the entree, this is the theme. What's happened to it? I know what's happened. This is my investment theme at the moment. Make inflation my friend. Just to remind those of you who were in from the start and those of you who were late. Financial stocks in an expansive part of an economic cycle, such as now, with a rate cycle that we're in, these banks and financial stocks tend to do well. Hence the reason why I just bought into Barclays. Standard Chartered has had a run. Now it's consolidating, pausing for breath. HSBC. Look at this significant drop. We fell right off from 9th of Feb to the 7th of March, pulled right back into this big bar here, which is where we did the last run. And we're already up from 437 to 526. Hence, I'm hoping Barclays has taken a hit because it got I think the main reason is because it got a fine. Is that right, Andy? Andy, you're following Barclays very closely. Am I right? Would you say that's why Barclays has taken a hit? It was a 250 mil hit, wasn't it? I think I saw somewhere. I should have. Yeah. Let's look at retail, because I was quite shocked at how this is a potential buy on Royal Mail. Let me just check my working out on this one. Yeah, this is a potential buy on Royal Mail. We have a little pin bar. Yeah, we have a new low on Friday, close above today on volume. So I think Royal Mail is a buy here. I would look to buy 325. I will keep a stop. Really, you've got to go under £3 really. But you could go under 315. Well, it's up to you, isn't it? But if you're going to trade it, have a stop. Be clear about how much capital you're going to risk, and see if that meets your criteria. But I think that is a potential buy on Royal Mail. Now, this stock, couple of stocks here. This is ASOS, as seen on screen. Very handsome bar here on ASOS on volume. So if we sustain this and pullbacks, if you're interested, 1680 is the halfway through that range, which is where I'm suggesting you might want to pull in. The stop's got to be at least 1570. If at any time soon we can close above the £20 mark, then I think this is a good recovery stock. Pretty beaten up, very beaten up stock. At the 2021 highs, we were 60 quid. And here we are down at 1770. Bargain, potential bargain. And let's have a look at Boo. Similar position. So that's up from 64p to 98p on volume. So these retailers are looking a lot better. I've forgotten to mention this one. This is, this would still go on my. This is more my war theme that I've talked about. This is QQ, bought into this down on these lows, 244. I got out just on around the £3 mark, but it does look as if it is getting really perky up here. Volumes are getting better. I'm not in this. I just got this swing, but it does look as if we can get a potential leg up to this 327. Right, Rolls-Royce. I've taken a little bit of heat on this, but it looks to me as if it's threatening to punch higher now. I think we can see 125 and potentially 150 if this keeps going. So I'm liking this. BT has had a good run. Yeah, we dropped here to 154 very early one Monday morning, and the pullbacks, I was waiting for a pullback, and the pullbacks are really shallow. So I've swing traded this, got out of these highs at the £2 mark, but I've not been able to get back in. ASOS results on the 8th. Thank you for that. Okay. Right, what other stocks? Let me see. Oh, this is the other stock I was looking for, MGAN. I talked about this a while back. I think this is building up. I'm really what attracts me to this is the volume down here. I've picked this up on a volume scan. I think this is a metals. I need to go back and is this metals? Yeah, I'm sure it's metals. MGAM. If we pull back to 294, I'd be a buyer. I'm not sure it's going to pull back. It's certainly stuck here, so you might be lucky to get a pullback. On a consolidation, you normally pull back before, if they are going to break, you'd pull back. We've seen a couple of examples of stocks that pulled right back and then gone. This could be one of them. So MGAM for me, I need to do some more research on it, but MGAM, Royal Mail, Elementis, these are all good stocks. Boot, what's Boot? I've forgotten what Boot is. Henry, this is property. I think Henry Boot's property, isn't it? Yeah, I do not like the property sector. I think we are due a correction. Gap up. Gap's not filled. Gap is at £3. Currently 320. A lot of resistance up here. Volumes not great. It's not for me. It's holding. It's closing higher. But it's not a sector I like, and it's not a stock I like. MGNS. Morgan Sinel. Yeah, this is attractive to me. Let me just line it up. So that pullback, that dip into 2020 was a 50%. That was 7th of March. If I was going to trade it, it's hit resistance. I would love to see this go back to 2180. I'll put this MGNS. Will it do it? The volumes are not brilliant, so I'm going to hold out for a pullback on this one. I'm not going to chase that market. If it really has a bad hair day, it might go back down to that 21. Right, and let me see, what else have I got? Tolo's doing well. Petrofac we talked about. Banks we talked about. Retail we've looked at. Miners done. Let's just have a general look. TCAP I've done. I've not done Camel. TCAP I'm still liking on. I think it's stuck. I would like a dip in TCAP. Camel, I don't know. What is that? Same sector? Don't know Camel. Central Asian Metals. Okay. Ooh, I like the volume. I do like the volume. It's hit resistance. Is there a story on this one? I'd love to see that pull back deeper. It may not pull back. The volumes are good. It may not pull back, but if it does pull back to something like 225, I'd be interested. I wouldn't chase it. If you're in it, good, well done. Because the volumes did begin to pick up down here. Yellow cake. Okay, this is pay 12p dividend. Okay. Yellow YCA. What do they do? Well, it's had a handsome move, a very handsome move. You can see why that broke out. The volume was already building. The volume was picking up before this break, which is what I expect. Uranium, right? Well, that definitely fits my theme. Well, same with this one. This has run already, hit resistance. Volumes are picking up. So if you want to trade this now, try and pick up £4, £4.15. Otherwise, sit tight and see if it drops. But it's well and truly underway. Let me just plot it. Nice trade if you're in it, because that's a very nice trade. Yeah, these lows in February, late February, were a key support area with volume. So it's easy to see. There's a gap down there at 284, which is not filled. Nice trade. Right. No, what's Core Finance? Is that a channel on YouTube, Andy? Right, okay. I'll take a look at it, see if it's any good. Just a quick walk around the markets. IAG trying to hang on. I think demand for flights and the potential for flights is good. It's just the airports are completely stuffed for staff. Don't like the volume, but the pattern is the potential build. Let's look at EasyJet. I see, right. Is that where you picked it up from? Is that where you picked Camel up from? Okay. Interesting. Right. Let's carry on for the moment, the themes. Look at Scion. Not Scion, Persimmon. Why? That's a really old name, Scion, isn't it? Persimmon's, this is a decent dividend payer. It's trying to come off there. Volumes are picking up. So if you're interested in the housing market, I think this Persimmon, we were down here in October 2020. Anyone interested in the property market, the builders, should be looking at this one, because that is trying to build here on Persimmon. Yeah. Hammerson, sloppy, seeing machines. Anything that's speculative is just not doing it. This is a speculative one. Seeing machines. They've got HGV technology, technology for monitoring drivers. It's been on a healthy run at 11 and 12, but it's just not doing it. Blue Jay, and that is a name I was following last year. Taking my eye off this one. Right. Decent move. There's a story on this one. I've forgotten what the story was on Blue Jay. Well, that's good on a pullback. If you get close to 8, I wouldn't chase it. That looks like a very speculative one. Yeah, a lot of support down here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. A lot of support. Not filled the gap. You might get a gap fill at 26, 27 on that one if you're patient. If you the copper miner, right? Okay, let me. Okay. Well, I've been talking for 45 minutes. I'm going to leave it there. Very, very quick look around. Oh, there's sign. Yeah. Very quick look around the markets. Facebook. Twitter got it's storing Elon Musk, isn't there? He bought 3 billion of this stock. Wow. What a move. Look at the volume spike on that. Every man his dog. He's bought 9%. Wow. So his 3 billion is now worth a lot more. I would not want to short that. No way. No way. That's like getting in front of a train to me. Once something breaks on volume, I think it's a trader's job to buy a pullback, not short it. No way. Talking about, somebody asked me about natural gas late on Friday, wasn't it? Let me just look at natural gas a second. Yeah, I think this wheat is a buy. I think this $9.70 is a buy on wheat. Natural gas still yeah, I'm glad it's still perking up, because somebody cancelled their short on the back of what I said. I'd hate to see this drop like a stone, having suggested that a short was not a good idea. So glad to see that gas picking up. Right, it does look as if this is typically a time for gas to drop. So the idea of shorting it is not a bad one. It's just that, you know, we're in this incredible breakout period, and so I would just suggest you don't get in front of trains like that. Brilliant. Okay, I'll be doing a quick short update on Wednesday at 6, but tomorrow at 6 is my talk. I'll send you a link here now. You just hold on. I'll just send you a link for tomorrow night. And because I'm doing a detailed talk on how to be a consistent day trader. I'm going to talk about the current markets to day trade. I'll also talk about day trading stocks as well. So this is the link for tomorrow. Yeah, I'll send you a recording, Andy, no problem. Yeah, send it to everyone. Right, so if you want to join me at 6 tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the very latest in day trading. I'll be covering all the usual in Dow, oil, and gold, but I will also talk about day trading stocks. Particularly, I'll be focusing on US stocks, not UK stocks, because of the volume and the volatility in US stocks. Brilliant. Thanks for your time. I'll send you the link, Andy. Well, I'll send everybody the link to this recording, and I hope to see anybody not in my Telegram room who wants to be in my Telegram room. Maybe one or two of you not in there. I'll just send you the link to that as well. Here's the link for that. Right. See you guys. Thanks very much. Bye for now.